Today is Monday, February 14th, and today was just pretty typical, standard just continuation of what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. 5 sets of 3 with the hang power snatches, 5 sets of 2 of the 5-second snatch deadlift eccentric, and then some accessories. Today I worked up to 115, and I actually sort of realized that probably wasn't the smartest move to do. I've been sort of, with this particular exercise of the week, like every Monday, hang power snatches, 5 sets of 3, I've been incrementing by 20 pounds, slightly inadvertently, but like not really. Like in my head, I was trying to increment by 10 pounds every week, or 10 pounds every session, and I was thinking of these hang power snatches, the weight I'm using for these hang power snatches being the same as the weight for the snatch variation on Fridays. So I was going like Monday 95, Friday 105, and then Monday 115. And so with the snatch sessions strung together, they're sort of 10 pounds each, but that ends up making the jumps from one Monday to the next Monday 20 pounds and not 10 pounds, if that made any sense. Yeah, so I sort of realized that, and I guess I kind of realized that halfway through while I was already at 115, and so I just sort of made a mental note to, okay, let's keep the weights that I'm using for the hang power snatches and then the Friday variation separate, and like have their own sort of 10-pound increments. But anyways, with that aside, these hang power snatches, I had a bit of trouble with the timing. I was getting a little bit frustrated today, just because I think, one, it's probably related to the increase in weight, or maybe not. Maybe it's honestly just more so mental, like the way. Oh man, I can't speak today. I think I might have been unconsciously changing the way I move, or have been moving differently based on the fact that it's a lot more weight, despite the actual weight not being too different. Damn, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I guess the TLDR is that I just had trouble with my timing. There were reps where I sort of pushed up too early before I let the sort of extension finish, and I also found myself sort of like being a little bit more hip thrusty than normal, and also like jumping back a little bit further than normal, and so today wasn't ideal in terms of technique, but I guess this is just sort of a sign that I'm reaching a weight in which I can't just be going through the motions. Like I feel like up till now I kind of have been going through the motions just because it's been so light that I'm able to, and it's not that this is a particularly difficult or heavy weight, it's just I'm nearing the point where I have to be more intentional about the way I move, and not just sort of go through the motions, if that makes any sense. But yeah, a bit of a frustrating session, but can't complain given that no issues with the lower back have arisen. But yeah, that was that. And then had snatch deadlifts. These were solid. I feel like I am getting a pretty solid hang of positioning, and sort of how to set up for it consistently, and making sure that it is consistent from rep to rep. I do this thing where I sort of like feel out the extension of my lower back with my hips up, and then sort of dip into a position where I can solidify that position, if that makes any sense. But yeah, these are feeling pretty solid, and again, even with 135, and then going back to the whole weight thing, the way I've been choosing the weight for my snatch deadlift is basically just 20 pounds above what I did on the 20 pounds above what I did for the hang power snatches I did before. And so I end up sort of making 20-pound jumps every week on this too, which I guess if you think about it from a percentage perspective, like 20% or 20 pounds of 115, it is pretty significant. That was sort of the main thing I think that made me realize, okay, I need to slow down a bit because I'm in no rush to get back into shape. I can just sort of take my time with it and ease into it in a way that's healthiest for me and my lower back. But yeah, even so, still no issues, still really easy, positioning still pretty solid. There's Gina to my left. She came in and it was the first time I'd sort of, I guess, lifted with, it wasn't even really lifted with, but it was just having a gym buddy to be able to talk about weightlifting with. It's the first time I had that in a while just because of all the time I spent off of weightlifting, which is pretty cool. But yeah, nothing much else to say, I don't think. After these deadlifts, just wrapped up with some accessories and then called it a day. So yeah, I guess I'll leave the recording there.